I'm going to start today by saying something that's going to shock you because you don't hear it enough. And because of that, many of you don't even believe it. So here we go. You are extraordinary. Your life is a story worth sharing. You fill a space that only you can fill. And you, yes, you sitting in that chair, are worthy of every breath that you take. I had a revelation a few months ago that the only thing that matters in our life is that we choose to live fully and love boldly all the moments that we're given. And that this trumps any idea of how much money we make, how much success we collect, or how many people like our Facebook status, right? This is what is most important. And it infiltrates into everything when we accept that reality. Now, here's where I might lose you, because you're thinking, oh, dear me, there is another one of those raging optimists. She has no idea what it means to be burnt out, to fail, to be cheated, or to be hurt. And so I'm going to shut my ears off right now. And I can promise you that that is absolutely not true. I am saying that this truth is true in your glory and in your mess. Because this revelation didn't come to me when I was surrounded by light. This revelation came to me as the light that took me out of my darkness. After a triumphant graduation from the Florida State University, I embarked into what we called the real world, which is really just the same world that we were in, but in a different setting. And I found myself going from this pinnacle experience of success after success after success to a hiccup and a failure. And because I wasn't able to deal with that shame that came with that, I spiraled immediately into a severe chemical and very disturbing depression, where the Dance with Death offered a waltz and said, here's an idea, what if you didn't exist anymore? And what if that's better than dealing with the shame that comes with this? And I said, that's okay, yeah, that might be the only option. And that idea turned into gesture, which turned into attempt, and turned into a climactic final waltz with death, where I was driving home from work, and I called one of my dearest friends, and I said, this is it, this is goodbye. And I hung up the phone. And a truck was coming up 75 miles an hour. We were on the highway, and I said, this is it. I'm swerving into the other lane, swerved into the other lane, and let go of the wheel. And that day, some force, call it light, call it love, call it God, or call it hope, pushed me back into my lane where there was no oncoming traffic. And as the sun set behind me, I pulled off into the shoulder and wept. And I entered the darkest night of my life. A few months passed, and medical attention, counseling help, some severe intervention that saved my life, and the love and grace of friendship saved me. The love of the people saved my life that day. And I woke up a few months later, and I got in my car, and this was so different from the sun's presence before as it set into darkness, and I got in my car as the sun was rising, and I had to stop and weep because I was face to face with death, and now I'm face to face with life, and I'm breathing, and I'm here, and I'm alive, and I wouldn't have been if that force hadn't pushed me back into my lane. And I made a promise that for the rest of my life, that sun was going to be what guided me. That flooding in of light, renewal, would fill my heart, and I would promise that for the rest of my life I would live fully and love boldly and encourage every human being that I encounter to do the exact same thing. What does this mean, though? It sounds like some, Facebook status, but what does it actually mean, right? What does it mean to live fully? It means be present. Be present in every second that you're given. View every breath as another opportunity to learn, live, and grow. We ought to live through what Dr. Sally Karioth calls exquisite moments, moments of divine goodness in the mundane nature of the day-to-day. Moments where we have enough loose change in our pocket to get that Dr. Pepper on lunch break that we've been thinking about all day. Moments where we receive a letter from a friend who's taken the time to write out a handwritten letter and you've been waiting for it at the mailbox, and there it is. moments where the door is held open for you so you don't miss the elevator, and moments where you get to attend a TEDx conference and learn from these ideas. These divine goodness are something that you should collect, scribble down in a journal. This is my exquisite moments journal, and this is my life. And this is what I think should define our lives, these exquisite, extraordinary moments of divine and mundane goodness. If we live in this way, people begin to want more of what we have, and it has nothing to do with our iPhones or our possessions, and it has everything to do with being fully alive. But there's another side of this same coin, that we ought to love boldly, because love is the one resource that we have an overabundance of. It's the ability to recognize the beauty that every single moment of every single day, your story is influenced by others who walk in and out of your journey. Everyone that you encounter, the rich, the poor, the friend, or the stranger, the manager, or the person who serves you your lunch, they all have a story and a voice that ought to be heard. And when you love boldly in this way, you'll continue to meet heroes like Kelsey, who the summer after her freshman year of college took a road trip across the United States of America in honor of her mother, who she lost to cancer, serving casserole to families going through the same experience, whose one-word life motto changed mine. It's the word together. People like Eva Killings, who's known all across Florida State University campus because she never lets a student enter her dining hall without hearing 3 powerful words: I love you. Words that save and renew lives. I love you. The people you are sitting by are heroic. Learn about their lives, hear their stories. I'm no expert or doctor. I don't have significant evidence to share, but I know that one thing is certainly true, that when you give yourself permission to live fully and love boldly, despite the beautiful mess that life can sometimes throw in your lap, you unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. You become wrapped up in this extraordinary story of your journey until one day you go home and you look in the mirror and the lines on your face cause you to grin and smile and say, I am extraordinary. My life is a story worth telling. I fill a space that no one else can fill, and I am worthy of every breath I take. And I gladly welcome the beautiful impact of others to influence my journey as we live fully and love boldly together all the days of our lives. Thank you.